Hey, it's your boy the Crypto Goon, and shout out to all my crypto goons for pulling up once again. Get rich with Zebec Network or any crypto, no matter what direction it goes. Let's talk about it. So what we're looking at right now is Zebec Network. If you saw my last video, I made a projection based on the chart patterns that it is making. Now, there's one point that I want to make before I dive deep into this, is that in the cryptocurrency community, the common knowledge that people have is only to buy coins. You go on an exchange, you have a particular wallet, and you just buy those coins. And the average person, 99.9% of people will not get rich in crypto or with cryptocurrency because they do not have a particular understanding. Now, this understanding is widely available in the stock market, right? Real quick, before we get to the rest of the video, I want to introduce you all to Grape, which is the first Web3 infrastructure for a decentralized internet. Grape has two proprietary technologies, Vine and they will improve the adoption of Web3 and push it to the next level of Web 4. Vine formulates a transaction tree without hitting linear limitations or bottlenecks, and is an AI interface that improves the interaction with each of Grape's services. The primary goal of Grape is to create a fully decentralized infrastructure. Grape's platform allows the launch of any Web3 decentralized applications. Now, here is the CEO going into further detail about how great Grape is.
All right, guys, I am here to talk about Grape Coin, or GRP. There are 5 reasons why I believe Grape will be a top 20 coin within 6 months. Number 1, Grape is the most powerful chain ever created. Every single user node adds 1,000 transactions per second. So it is infinitely sustainable with 100 million, 200 million, even 500 million transactions per second within possibility. Why is that a big deal? Number 2, it is a big deal because Grape's chain's main use case is powering a completely decentralized internet economy, essentially running a mass adoption Web3 by having a chain powerful enough to allow the most complex and crazy real-world games and applications to go on-chain. This is Web 4 in a big way. Number 3, there are 2 big announcements coming. One of them is a partnership with an AI company, and this partnership will allow apps to be created in seconds on Grape Chain with only a few prompts. That's huge because no one has ever done it before, but also because it can lead to thousands of applications being created on Grape Chain within even the first week. Okay, so the second announcement is literally them working with a country, and in my opinion, it is unparalleled. Number 4, GRP has half the circulating supply of Bitcoin, so its supply is tiny. And number 5, it is about to be relaunched. And you might say, like, why is a relaunch massive? Well, if you've seen other coin relaunches like Matic to Polygon, it surged 7,000%. And that's because it's taking something proven that we've seen the market with before and fixing the issues that it had and then relaunching into something better. GRP was trading at almost $1,000 a coin without any of the functionality that it has and without any of the announcements that it has. Right now you can buy it cheaper than $3 before the relaunch, which is currently at its lowest price. And that is why I believe Grape will lead the market next year.
You see the options traders, the options groups. People use options to increase their cash position, which allows them to buy more physical stocks, which allows them to put more money into ETFs. But in the cryptocurrency community, you do not see a similar idea, right? The only thing that is given is buy the coins. Like, that is the only way to make money in cryptocurrency. So I'm here to kind of open your mind and show you how you can not only increase your gains daily, weekly, monthly, no matter what direction the coins or the particular cryptocurrency goes in, but you can also turn it into a self-sustaining business where you do not have to take your active income in order to give yourself more leverage to buy coins. Okay. So here's what I do. I use something called crypto futures. Now, the link to that is in the description. This is the platform right here for you all to check out. It's links in the description. But with crypto futures, I'm able to take positions or do shorts when the market is going down and take an opposite position, buy or go long when the market is going up. Now with futures, you don't actually own the underlying asset, but what you're able to do is use leverage to gain, a better position and make money no matter what direction the market is going. So in my last video, I posted this particular trade. I'll put it up on the screen again. So when Zebec network came up into this zone right here, I took a short position, meaning the market is going down, and I made money on the way down. Now, last night yesterday, I took another position right here where you see this green arrow saying that, okay, we're in a different zone. I'm going to do a buy and I'm going to take ride or take a long riding the market going up. Now, these positions panned out to be between, total within the last couple of days. Each candle here is 1 day. This is the daily chart. So that put me in position for an extra like $9,000 or $10,000, which I can then use to go and buy more Zebec network, to go and buy more Ethereum, to buy more Bitcoin, to buy more Doge, to buy more XRP, without having to use my other sources or active income to do so. Because most people's active incomes are limited. Let's just say you make $60,000 a year, right? After taxes and all expenses and stuff, you may be bringing in like $5,000 a month. Well, you got to pay, your rent, your mortgage, you got to pay your health insurance, your life insurance, you got to pay all of these other things. And then it leaves you with only a little bit of money to be able to live off of, in addition to buying these coins. But when you're trading something like futures, you can make extra money on top of your money very quickly and give yourself the leverage to buy more coins. Okay, so and again, I'll put on the screen the two positions that I took over the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days or so. Okay, so even the average person isn't making $8,000 to $10,000 in a week. Okay, that's definitely not the average person, right? That's almost $500,000 a year. Okay, the average person isn't doing that. But with cryptocurrency, the more money you have, the better you are able to take advantage of the gains. And here's the thing. I don't have to chase the newest, hottest coin, right? I know a lot of people get into the trenches and they try to find, a new coin that's, less than one, far less than $1, just so that they can put in $1,000 and hope that it goes to 1,000x or 100. I don't have to participate in that because I have this skill set of pattern recognition and knowing how to leverage the futures market to be able to 10x the money or whatever amount of money I put in a few days, right? And obviously it comes with risks, and I use a stop loss. Sometimes I do get stopped out. That's just a part of the game, right? But more often than not, I am able to take these gains. I'm in the positive, and I'm able to take this money and then just use to buy more coins. It's self-sustaining, right? So there's no ceiling to this. There's a ceiling to your income, to your job, right? Your job, if they pay you $100,000 a year, that's your ceiling, right? But with this, there is no ceiling. So I don't have to worry about using my active income to, buy cryptocurrency, and I can only buy a certain amount at a time. And most people miss, right? Because they don't have enough to actually technically change their life. And the other thing on the other side of that, the majority of people do not take profits, right? People want to hold on to these coins for a long time. And the majority of cryptocurrencies are pure garbage. Okay. They're pump and dumps. Again, I have a YouTube channel. I'm able to get in certain rooms. I'm able to meet, some of these executives. I get invited to certain meetings, whether they're on Zoom, whether they're in person. And the majority of these are being used, for obviously, there are some that have real companies, but your money is being used just like in the stock market. It's really no different. But long term, right? These things really aren't. A lot of them really aren't what you think they are. Okay, you're just really making other people rich, not only by providing liquidity, but also by the transfer of your money for this digital token, right? So I just wanted to just give you all the idea of how you can use these patterns. So if you're looking at this, this pattern here, okay, I know that this is a triangle pattern, right? And that when we come into these areas, the market is going to turn around and I can take advantage of that, right? So, I've talked about this before. There are several points, right, where you see the market turns around here, here, right? And then these are shorts, right? Here, and there's shorts here, right? So these are just ways that you can make extra money and be able to have an actual sustained cryptocurrency business, right? And here's the other thing. The majority of people treat this thing like a hobby, just part-time. Let me just buy a couple coins, boom, put it in my wallet or put it on my external wallet, right? You will do a lot better. And you can be in that 1% or less than 1% of people that actually make money from this thing by just by learning a skill set like this, right? If you ask yourself or you ask your friends, the majority of them have not become millionaires or multimillionaires from cryptocurrency. You see the very small percent of people that hit the lottery where they got in on a certain coin at a certain time, liquidity flew in or flowed in, and they made a crazy gain. But that doesn't happen to everyone. Okay, it's just like playing the lottery, like I said, right? So even then, you ask people, they're going to say, well, Alex Becker, people like that on YouTube. Well, they actually do more than just buy these coins. They buy into the actual company. They advise these companies, and in exchange, they're given coins. So when the coins increase in value, they really had no dog in that fight. Like they didn't buy the coin in order to make that gain. They were given the coin, right? So when you see people like that, and there's no offense to him, he's a funny guy, very smart guy. I like the guy. I watch a lot of his YouTube videos, but a lot of people will name him like, yeah, he's getting rich off crypto. His position is a lot different than yours. Okay. So one thing that people need to realize is there's a better way to do this. I see this all through the options community and the stock market community, but on the crypto community, this is something that's kept quiet, right? And I don't know why it's like that. I don't know if people don't know, or if a lot of these influencers just keep it to themselves so that way they can, have maximum gains in the market without having to just own these coins. But again, I'm not going to wrap you all up too long. I'm coming out with a Discord. It should be out available next week for people to join, where I will post these charts, post my positions, post my trades, for you to, learn, right? Because it's better if I teach you how to fish, right, than fishing for you. And, it gives people the opportunity to be inside of a community and can learn this skill set so that you're not just all alone and you're just buying coins. And even when the market goes up, you're not seeing the gains that you want because you don't have enough coins, because you don't make enough money to purchase the right amount of coins to turn, I think that if you really want to have crazy gains in cryptocurrency market, you're going to need like 50 to 100,000, right? So, when we saw that CRO play, if you had 50 to 100,000 in CRO, when it, had that big jump, you would have, five, six, $700,000 right now. Okay. Same thing, even in Zebec network. I mean, in the past 6 months, it's up 298%. Okay. So if you had 100 grand, what is that? Like, $2 million almost. So if you can kind of like see my drift on where I'm going with this, if you had the right amount of money, you can make the real big gains. And this is how you do it. Right. So I don't care what happens to the market. If the market crashes tomorrow, I'm making money. If the market moves tomorrow, I'm making money, regardless of what direction. Most people only know up by buying, but you can also do very well by shorting it, right? And when this bear market comes, which we're in a bear market more often than we are in a bull market, that is really your time to shine, because the majority of them will be going down. That's just how the crypto market is designed, whether it's Bitcoin, Litecoin, XRP, Zebec network, it doesn't matter. When the bear market sets in, they all go down, and and even in that market, it's 10 times as easy to make money than it is in a bull market, especially with futures. And that gives you the bag to be able to say, all right, let me start getting these coins cheap. So that way, when the next bull run comes around, well, you have hundreds of thousands of dollars that you pull out of one out of one market and put it into the other, right? I mean, it's all the same market, but the future side is different than the actual coins because you don't have the underlying asset. You're just pulling with futures, you're pulling from liquidity out of the market, right? And then that way, you know, when the next bull run does kick off, you'll have multiples of millions of dollars, multi-million dollars, right? Just because you used a technique that they use in the stock market all the time. So I just wanted to just bring that to you all. I appreciate you all tapping in. It's the #1 goon, never the two, the crypto goon. I appreciate all my goons. Crypto goon out.